This is Kristen, and I am here with Sevenstones. How are you guys doing tonight?
No, we're doing wonderful. We're doing great.
Awesome. Tell me all who's here today.
Rich Acock, I'm the bassist for Sevenstones.
Drew Elliott, lead singer.
Abraham Montalvo, lead guitar player. Our drummer is he's at work right now, so he's not with us.
Well, we definitely understand having to work, but I'm happy for you guys to be here today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So you guys released your first EP last year. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we had been in the studio from 2017, around, I want to say June, July, and we'd been working on it for over a year. We finally got it released last July, and we released it. You know, it didn't sound the way we wanted it to, which is, you know, it's a great EP. The music speaks for itself. The message is there, but you know, we're going back actually next week, and we start recording a full-length album.
Awesome. So when do you guys expect that to be out?
It'll be out by spring this year.
Hopefully.
And now the single Romeo, that is one that was originally off your EP?
That is correct. As of right now, if you check all the digital distributors such as Spotify and Apple Music, we actually have a re-recorded, remastered version of that, and that is the version that plays on our music video as well for Romeo.
Great. Why don't you guys talk to me a little bit about what went into that song? What were you thinking about when you wrote it? What kind of went into the video?
Mainly about dating and how things are these days of just bar hopping and finding that one love for the night. And it's kind of how it went into it. And I guess I ended up writing it from the girl's perspective of where did you go, my Romeo, the next morning after he's gone.
It's basically to take on modern dating and how messed up it is. Yeah, it's definitely like a modern day dating vibe, and like bar hopping and finding the next, you know, bar crawl here and there, and then dealing with the repercussions the next morning, because I'm pretty sure a nice handful of us have been there plenty of times. Yeah, pretty much dealing with that like one night of you know, of happiness, and all of a sudden it's just gone.
I'm sure plenty of people can relate to that. Now, do you find that a lot of your songs are influenced by, like, everyday scenarios?
In a sense, yes. It's just mainly about life, you know, like that, especially like dating-wise, or, you know, heartbreak, or just circumstances that, you know, that we can't control, and that we just kind of portray it in our music.
I mean, not only do we also have one song on our EP that will also be on our album. It's dedicated to the armed forces and being deployed overseas and having to deal and fight for your country. But a lot of songs on our EP kind of just circle around your inner demons. Yeah. And the struggles that you deal with those on a day-to-day basis. And I feel like, or at least we all feel like, that those are very true to home, and it's very something that we can try to push out there. And, you know, even if one lyric or even one guitar lick or one drum pad or anything, just if it touches one person, then we know we're doing the right thing. Yeah. Every song is original and true to itself.
Most definitely. Now, what direction are you guys taking with the new album? So what are you going to change? What can we expect from that?
Well, when we recorded our EP, we still find ourselves as a band. We were trying to find our sound, figure out who we were, who we are. And at that time, you know, we were still developing. And credit's given to our producer at the time. He really helped shape us in that form of period of time to help us get that sound down. But after the EP came out, we realized who we truly were. We found ourselves as a brotherhood, a unit, and as a full band, and the sound that we now have. And it just really wasn't captured in the EP. So going into this new production that we're doing, it's definitely, it's it's a diverse sound of hard rock that we're not scared to branch out just from the hard rock genre. We're touching a bit of every influence that we all bring to the table, which is really unique because there's a lot of rock bands that stay within the one sound and never evolve.
We don't want to stay still.
Yeah. So this is going to be a much better production. This is going to be a more alive sound than we put out on the EP.
We want you to turn on our album and be able to get who we are as not only artists but as individuals.
Yeah.
And I really do feel like that will show once it's released and it gets out there for the public to hear.
So you guys say that you come from a lot of diverse influences. Talk about some of those influences for each of you and how that has shaped your music.
I'm a huge, sorry, Drew's talking now, but I'm a huge Alice in Chains fan. Lane Staley was just amazing. And especially just, I wish I could write lyrics like he does, but music-wise and just what he did was so, different. And I'm also a huge Alter Bridge fan, Miles Kennedy, and their guitar playing abilities. I want to somewhat be around that for me anyway.
For me, my influence, Abraham speaking here, my influence as a guitar player really stems from Mark Tremonti, lead guitar player of Alter Bridge, Creed, Tremonti. He's a guitar god, one of the best in the world, and also Jim Root from Slipknot, Stone Sour, and even going as far as back as Jimi Hendrix and Tony Iommi. Like, those are some really early influences for me. So that's where I kind of stem from.
I would say for me, bass-wise would definitely have to be Brian Marshall. He's Creed, Alter Bridge. There's a side project that he also had that I can't name off the top of my head right now. Also, Flea. Flea is an amazing bassist overall. Definitely Rob Trujillo of Metallica, and the late Cliff Burton for sure. But Jason Newsted, just the whole Metallica lineup bass-wise, it's just nasty. Jason Newsted is just a monster with his pick playing abilities, and he's very talented. But overall, I would just say like band-wise for me, not just the bass. The bass playing genre, but I would have to say definitely bands like Stained for sure. Aaron Lewis, man, when he sings, you can hear the emotion and the pain behind his voice, and that is just something, and that kind of relates with what Drew was saying about Lane Staley, just overall talented. That's
Stone Sour. We can't forget.
Can't forget Stone Sour.
Stone Sour, Foo Fighters. Those are a lot of our influences. Kind of like where we get. Even Slash, Miles Kennedy, you can't forget those guys. Conspirators as well. I'll say, like, our drummer, even though he's not here right now, I know his influences are Travis Barker, one of his greatest influences. Another one is Chris Adler from Lamb of God, one of the greatest drummers in our time. And he's got a lot of diversity on his drum playing, so it's really cool.
So how did you guys originally form, and how long have you been together as a band?
Well, it all really stemmed back to our lead singer. He had music written years ago, and me and him reconnected back in 2014, 2015. It'd been almost 10 years. Me and him hadn't seen each other, and showed me some music that he had written because I hadn't played music in over 5-6 years at that point, and just the music that he had written, Me, I'm a metalhead, thrash metal, metalcore guitar player. So like all my style is very heavy and fast paced. And he pretty much thought I'd never liked the music that he wrote until I heard it. And as from what I heard, I believed in it from the moment he showed it to me. And me, my singer, my drummer, we all go back as far as high school. We've been friends for a long time, and so we'd been reconnecting with our drummer in that period of time, and I passed his music on to our drummer Josh, and he loved it too. And we formed in October of 2016. We just thought out, hey, let's just jam out and have fun with this. And October Theme was the concession. Was where we began. And our bass player, Rich, he never picked up a bass in his
once. Never once. And I was there. Me and Josh, our drummer, we go way back. He's just like a brother to me. Deeper than family at most times. And I met these two gentlemen, Drew and Abe, through Josh. And it was a few months later, they started playing around and jamming out. And next thing you know, I was hanging out, and I was kind of like hanging around at practices, taking the pictures and videos and doing the things like that. And they didn't have a bass player, and I kind of have like a small drumming background, and I can keep rhythm. So Drew and Abe approached me and asked if I wanted to play bass because I have a little extensive drumming and rhythm background, and I can keep a click. And as far as rhythm is concerned, I've actually helped Josh out with a couple drum licks that he was writing, and they approached me and wanted to play bass, and I was scared to death, but these guys have stuck through me, and I've some other guitar players around our hometown of Chattanooga have really, really, really helped me out, and I've kind of come to my own, and I definitely feel like I'm kicking it in the balls and just having a good time. So I'm definitely digging it. Did one of the best, if not the best decision I've ever made in my life, hands down.
That's awesome. It's definitely an important element to always be having a good time when you're playing. Right. And speaking of, where else do you guys play? How far do you travel out of your area right now for shows?
Well, as of right now, the furthest we have traveled out is Huntsville, Alabama, which is approximately about 2.5 hours from here, maybe about 2 hours from here. Yeah, and depending on traffic, of course. But that's the furthest we've branched out.
To go further.
We definitely go, and we are definitely wanting to go further. Yeah. So if you're out there and you want Sevenstones to come play at your place, it doesn't matter if you're in Tacoma, Washington, or Miami, Florida. Just let us know. Hit us up on our social media outlets, and we will definitely get in touch with you.
Help us with gas.
Help us with gas, please.
Monsters, gas, and water. We are good. But man, people are just not expecting to hear, like, it's crazy because you hear our music, you hear Romeo, and it's very to the point, but you hear the rest of it, it's a different beast. Yeah.
Well, it's definitely good to have diversity in your music. For listeners who maybe aren't familiar with you guys, how would you describe your sound, and what would you like people to know about you?
Well, that's the good thing. A lot of the songs on our album don't necessarily sound the same, so there's kind of something there for everybody. We have a couple of hard rock, kind of heavy rock type sounding songs, and then we actually have some like heavy metal ones. Then we have some kind of like poppy rock, kind of like the Romeo. Yeah, Romeo, of course. Yeah. And then we have some of those,
I can Eat at Your Soul.
Eat at Your Soul acoustic songs. And then we have a couple that are just like, bar rock songs, something that you would hear playing in a bar, whenever you're hanging out with your buddies drinking, playing. I think we got a little bit of something for everybody on there, and it's good to have that diversity.
It really is, because it shows that we're not restrained to one style, and we're not constrained to that genre. We're definitely branching out, touching all these different genres and influences that have helped shape us as individual artists.
And I want to keep it that way.
Yeah. Like, there's some new stuff that we're just working on and writing, and it's just it's a definitely a faith melter, just heavy hitting. It feels good. Yeah.
So I know it's a big thing working on the new album this year. Any other things that we should know about that you guys are working on? Any show dates that we should be looking forward to?
Right now, April 12th, we have our next big show with another local band. Actually, they're now in Nashville, but they're Emerge, really good friends of ours, and another local band from here, Camp Normal. They've been around for over 14 years. Some vets, so we're looking forward to that show. Yeah, it's going to be at Songbirds in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Here, those guys bring a crowd.
Once we wrapped up our last show that we did January 4th at Songbirds, we kind of went on a hiatus to going ahead and get the juices flowing for the album that we're going in to finish up recording with next week. And after we get done with the album, and then once it goes through post-production, that's whenever we have our show lined up for April 12th at Songbirds, and that's whenever we're going to start hitting the ground running. We've got some cooking up that we really can't come out and say right now. It's supposed to be, we
don't want to shoot ourselves in the foot.
We're not going to shoot ourselves in the foot, but we also wanted to be kind of like a surprise for our fan base and the people that are out there listening to us right now. Some things coming up that could be possibly happening in May, if not at the end of May. And just stay tuned to our media pages, and we'll definitely have it on there for you whenever we announce it.
Definitely Instagram and our Facebook. We're always making new announcements of what we have coming up. So it's important for our fans and people who really start following us to just pay attention to, because sometimes it's easy to miss events and whatnot. But we have some big things lining up this year.
Any hints you can give us about what's to come?
Not really.
Not really. We were secrecy and bound by a contract, and it might as well have been written in blood I will say that until the people that are involved come out and do their announcement and do their big thing, that's when we can talk about it, because we're at their hands and their every second call.
We've submitted our applications and our resumes, so let's just hope everything is lined so we can make these announcements official.
Awesome. Well, best of luck to you guys on that. So where all can we stay in touch with you guys social media-wise right now?
Right now, you can stay in touch with us at Sevenstones Official TN with Tennessee. On Facebook, our Instagram is Sevenstones Official. Our Twitter is Sevenstones _TN. Like we're on social media, so that's our main places we'll stay in contact with whoever.
It's up.
Definitely.
Like I said, Tacoma, Washington, or Miami Beach, give gas money, and we'll be on.
In Las Vegas, we can't forget Vegas.
We want to go to Vegas.
Well, this interview does go out on Live 365, so chances are we'll get listeners from all over the country. And so the listeners out there, people putting on festivals, if you guys want Sevenstones, let them know.
We want that. We're the dream of everyone who's playing music here. We're wanting to live that dream of just being able to go on tour and play music for a living. Nobody wants to work a 9 to 5. We're not. We're built that way. We're not built that way. We have a real artistry here. There's a lot of talent here, and we're ready to take that to the next level. And for any band who hears this, please check us out. We're ready. This is what we want to do.
Most definitely. So is there anything else that you'd like to share with our listeners today, or anything that I haven't talked to you guys about?
Other than just stay tuned to the social media pages. Check out our YouTube page, Sevenstones
Official.
Sevenstones Official. We have our music video on there, Romeo. Just make sure you like and subscribe that YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And we'll be posting our for any further type of music videos or any type of lyric videos. And I think once we start able to get on tour, we're going to put some vlogs and stuff on there. So definitely you'll be able to see the antics of Sevenstones as well. Not good content.
We on our Facebook page, we're going to be posting up more videos in this the rest of this year, like playthroughs and stuff, like the music. That way, we'll be able to interact with more people and show how our music is constructed. Also, I know we'll be doing some videos from the studio just to keep people in touch of what we're doing as well.
Awesome. Well, sounds good. We definitely have to check those out when they come out, and also looking forward to the release of the new album.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're so excited.
So thank you guys for taking the time to speak with me today, and we'll be looking forward to seeing all of your announcements coming up here in the next couple of months.
Okay. Thank you for having us.
I can't tell you enough.
Yeah, this means the world. Really do appreciate it, Kristen.
Absolutely. Well, you guys have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. You
Thank
too.
you. You too.